Today, I thought, because I've seen maybe not like a ton of Discord about this recently, but or discussion, but I have seen enough people at this point. I keep seeing people posting videos, and they're like, "Oh, like Tistina, worst deck ever." I've seen a couple of videos like that, and I find that to be interesting because Tistina here. I have a Tistina deck. Let's do a quick overview here. And no, Tistina is not the best deck ever. Okay, it's not. It's not even close. It's probably not even. Oh, really? Sure. Interesting. Okay. It's not even meta viable in any way, shape, or form. It's just not. It's just not very good. And that's okay. It's not very good, but it's for sure not by any stretch of the imagination the worst deck ever. So basically what I want to do here is I want to just kind of look over Tistina, show you guys why it's not that bad, and then I'm going to show you the actual worst deck ever. Like, I'm going to show you a really, really bad deck. I'm going to show you a deck that is so bad that you are going to be like, oh my god. And honestly, I was motivated to make that deck by... Honestly, I was motivated from the Theme Chronicle. Because I was playing Theme Chronicle, and I was playing Dynomist, and I was reminded of this deck, like, fairly recently. Just because I was, like, collecting cards, and I saw some cards related to it, and it's another Pendulum deck. And I was just like, man, I wonder if I could get this deck to work. And I'm going to be honest, like, I built it. It's not great. I'm sure there's other things I could do to make it better, but I was tired when I was making it. So anyways, let's just compare with Tistina real quick here. Okay. Tistina has a lot of searchers and a lot of what I would consider to be one card starters. Okay. Fallen into Tistina easily gets you out the field spell, Divine Domain Ba Tistina. Which is a Foolish Burial for a Tistina monster, which is great for Hound. It's great for Sentinel. It's great for Returned. Honestly, it's not even bad for Crystal God or Demigod, because you can always get them back with play of the Tistina, or for whatever reason, if you have Discordance of the Tistina in your graveyard, you can banish it to grab back one of these two copies, or grab back a copy of Tainted, because Tainted is actually a pretty good monster to have in the hand. So Fallen is good because it searches out the field spell. Also, if you're going second, your opponent has 3 or more face-up cards, it's an automatic special summon for Crystal God Tistina from the deck. Crystal God Tistina is, again, not the best card ever, but it is pretty solid spell trap removal, and it does put your opponent in a position where if they have disruption that they can use on your turn, they're basically forced to use it in response to Crystal God Tistina rather than later. Because Crystal God Tistina is going to flip all of their opponent's monsters face down into defense, and then you can send all face-up cards they control to the graveyard. So it's a Link killer too, because Link monsters can't go to face-down defense, so it'll kill off Link monsters, it'll kill off remaining face-up spell and trap cards. If it's destroyed by opponent's card, so again, like if they're forced to trigger something against it, and all they have is destruction, they don't have banishment, bouncing, shuffling into the deck, whatever, you still get to trigger the effect. So it is kind of an annoying card to deal with, in my opinion, because even if they're going to respond to it to destroy the Crystal God Tistina and get it off the field, you can still trigger the effect to flip monsters face down. Tainted of the Tistina is solid removal. You can tribute summon it by tributing one face down monster your opponent controls. So, I mean, let's say you trigger Crystal God's effect, okay? And you don't have any way to revive Crystal God, which would kind of suck because normally you want to pull out Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, after using Crystal God's effect. But even if you don't, you can still remove higher end monsters or monsters that you can't beat over that have over 2,000 defense with Tainted the Tistina by just tributing them, which is really, really solid removal. It's going to avoid effects that trigger on destruction. Obviously, it's not going to avoid effects that trigger when sent to the graveyard, but there are a lot of cards that trigger when they're destroyed or banished or, removed from the field by your opponent's card effect. This does not count as that. So it dodges very nicely. The other thing, I know I didn't get to it before, but Sentinel is also a searcher. You can destroy a Tistina monster or face down card, add a Tistina card from your deck to your hand. You can search out Demigod, who can be special summoned when you control a Tistina card, and search out Tistina spell trap. And then Breath of the Tistina is also a searcher for a Tistina card at the cost of flipping a monster into face down defense. If you have a light Tistina, you can trigger this on an opponent's monster. You basically get the Book of Moon in an opponent's monster for a search. It gives you an extra normal summon for Tistina monsters as well. So if you search Tainted off of this after flipping an opponent's monster face down, you're immediately going to be able to tribute summon Tainted off of the monster that you flipped, which is pretty sweet. The crux of the deck is going to be Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness. This is a Exceed monster where when it's summoned, you can send all face down cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. By detaching a material while it has Crystal God Tistina as a material, it gains 2,000 attack. And it also acts as towers too. So if it's destroyed by an opponent's card while it has a material, you get Crystal God back from the graveyard. I mean, that's basically who you're going to want to summon with it every time. So pretty solid effect. If you detach Tainted with its effect and you've cleared the field by triggering Crystal God and then using the summoning condition of Tistina, or the summoning effect of Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, your opponent's field is clear at that point. Maybe they've got grave effects or hand traps like Battle Fader. Karibo, actually, believe it or not, would stop the OTK. But it's going to 4,000 attack with its second effect, and if you detached Tainted of the Tistina, which will become a level 10 when it's normal summoner set, you can have a Tistina monster you control attack twice during each battle phase. So it's basically an OTK at that point. It's really easy to pull off. It's not difficult at all. When I first started playing this deck, I didn't quite understand what I was supposed to be doing with it. I understood basically okay, flip monsters face down, good things happen then. I have won a few games with Hound's effect where, my opponent swarmed the field, but, I got him low on life points from either nearly killing him with the divinity that defies darkness or, other methods. And Hound letting you attack directly with Tistina monsters when they have a face down defense monster really lets you avoid a lot of problematic cards, a lot of problematic monsters. It makes up for the fact that a lot of these monsters don't have very high attack. So you do have options even if you don't go for the OTK. Even Demigod of the Tistina, it has the same effect as Crystal God Tistina, just as a quick effect. So you have to have Crystal God on the field, so you have to control both of them. But it's still really solid disruption where if your opponent plays face-up spell or traps, you can take them off the field. And this is a send effect too. Same with Link monsters. You can send the Link monster, so it's not destruction. It dodges a lot of protection effects in that regard. And I mean, you could, stop a Synchro summon, stop an Exceed summon by putting monsters face down. Again, kill off Link monsters. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with this deck. Yes, I understand it's not very good. I don't think that it's the best deck out there, but it still does a lot. If you guys are interested in seeing what Tistina can do, I actually have an upload on my YouTube channel of Tistina versus Witchcrafter that was around when I first started playing the deck. So it wasn't like I was an expert with the deck at that point. I feel like now I have a really good grasp on how it works. So I misplayed. There was one point where I could have just gone for Tainted of the Tistina and overlaid for Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, double attack directly for the game and called it quits there. But, I goofed and I didn't do it. I still won. And I do believe I have some other Tistina replays that I can show off. But again, for all the smack that I've seen people on YouTube, Yugi-tubers talk about this deck, I really don't think that it's as bad as they say it is. No, it's not meta, but to say that it does nothing. I saw this one video, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he was just like, this deck does nothing. This deck does nothing. What is even the point of this deck? Dude, the point of this deck is that you flip all their cards face down, you get their face-up spell and traps off the field, summon Tistin the Divinity that defies darkness, and OTK them. That's the point of the deck. It's the whole point of the deck. You could literally collapse it into that. If you aren't able to achieve that on that turn, have some kind of a backup with Play of the Tistina to get Demigod on the field with Crystal God and disrupt them. Put them back into, disruption, go on to like a disruption play style, get their guys face down. That's 4k damage, that's 6k damage. You get a Hound on the field, that's 78k damage. You're basically at the OTK at that point. Any normal summon of and even a special summon with Sentinel, you get 5 Tistinas on the field with Hound and they have a face down monster, you attack directly for game. It's pretty straightforward. It was really annoying. The guy just didn't really seem to understand what the point of the deck was. I get that it's not like the most straightforward deck ever. It's not as autopilot-y as something like Ryziel, but it does do things. Like, it does do some pretty interesting things if you know what you're doing with it. So just wanted to add that as pretext. I know I went over that a lot, but the reason I wanted to do that is because you want to talk bad decks. This is a bad deck. This right here, oh my god. Okay, so we're looking at the Summoner / Empowered deck. I'm not even going to be stupid like that other guy. I understand what this deck does. I understand what this deck is trying to do, okay? It just doesn't feel like it does it well. It doesn't feel like it does much of anything well. It feels like it has a lot of random, unnecessary effects. There's two sides of this deck, okay? You have the summoner monsters, who are basically like the humans that summon the little monster behind them. And then that monster behind them actually turns into a full-on monster itself. So you have the empowered monsters then from that point. And it actually, correct me if I'm wrong here. Hold on, where are the other ones? We're missing one. Hold on, Green Turtle Summoner. Yeah, we're missing the, empowered. Yep, don't have Hydro Tortoise in there. Who's not very good, but look, we're playing them all, okay? We're playing all the empowered warriors. This is going to be a mess. It's not going to go well. It's not going to be good. But we're playing all the cards for the archetype, okay? It looks like the empowered warriors, they all have like a little portion of either the empowering dragon, either the empowering dragon and either the evil empowering dragon are basically the ace monsters of this deck. Either the evil empowering dragon has a pendulum effect where you can banish an empowered warrior from your graveyard, so you can't banish a summoner. It has to be an empowered warrior to destroy, or I'm sorry, to target a monster on the field and banish it. Oh, no, sorry. Target a card on the field and destroy it. That's a once per turn. Also, if either the evil empowering dragon is normal or special summoned, so you can pendulum him back to get this effect each turn, you can target a monster on the field and banish it, which is pretty solid. Either the empowering dragon has kind of the similar effect. When it's pendulum summoned, you bounce a card on the field. So those are the two boss monsters, but there's only, other than either the evil empowering dragon, who's pendulum scale 4, which doesn't help this deck a whole lot. Other than him, there's only 2 pendulum monsters in the archetype, which, I mean, like with Dynomist, they were all pendulums, and that made the deck flow much better, and you didn't have to stress as much either. Like, oh my god, I got 2 pendulum monsters, but the scales don't match. Everybody was a scale 3 or a scale 6. Everybody was either a level 4 or level 5. It was simple, it was easy, and I like that because I think Pendulum can be kind of like a tricky, wonky, like difficult to utilize mechanic, partly because of scales. Like, why would you ever not just play the best scales? Or at least for an archetype, why wouldn't you just have the scales match the level? So the two other Pendulum monsters, their scales do kind of match what the archetype does. Everyone's between level 3 and 6. And we got Pendulum scales 2 and 7 for Dragodes, the Empowered Warrior, and for Dragonox, the Empowered Warrior. So their Pendulum effects don't do much to benefit the deck. Dragonox's normal monster effect is that you can discard a card to special summon a warrior or spellcaster with 2,000 less attack in your graveyard and face down defense. That only helps Hydro Tortoise and Green Turtle Summoner. They're flip monsters. We'll see if that effect ever comes into play. And then for Dragodes, you can, its Pendulum effect helps a little bit because these monsters aren't that strong. You can discard a card to have the attack and defense of the opponent's battling monster. So that helps a little bit. And then if it's destroyed while a monster by your opponent's attack or card effect, you can add a warrior or spellcaster with 2,000 less attack from your deck to your hand during the end phase. Still not super great. Obviously, these monsters, you can see that they have like arm pieces that are showing that they're a part of either the evil empowering dragon. So that part of the archetype, I mean, just aesthetically, I guess is kind of cool. As far as the empowering or the empowered warriors and the summoners go, here's what's super weird about this deck. Okay, simple flip effect, Mystical Space Typhoon, cool. Simple flip effect to destroy an opponent's monsters, you know, like Smash and Ground Fisher, I don't know. But no restrictions, just target a monster destroy. Okay, so those aren't terrible. Arnis the Empowered Warrior and its counterpart, Red Sparrow Summoner, when they are destroyed by an opponent's attacking monster and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a spellcaster with 1,500 less attack or a warrior with 1,500 less attack from your deck. Obviously, the Empowered Warriors are warriors, the summoners are spellcasters. Cool, that seems to fit the deck fairly well. Ventdra, the Empowered Warrior, can attack directly. With 2k attack, it's not the worst thing ever. And then if it's sent to the field or graveyard, you can target a dragon, warrior, or spellcaster normal monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Okay, now is when it starts getting a little bit weird. Blue Dragon Summoner, Ventra's counterpart. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one dragon, warrior, or spellcaster normal monster from your deck to your hand. Terra Tiger, the Empowered Warrior. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand in defense position. And White Tiger Summoner is basically the same thing, but doesn't have to be in defense for some reason. It only triggers on normal summon. And all monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense. Wowee. What an incredible effect. What the hell is the point of these guys working with normal monsters? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for them to work with normal monsters. There's no normal monsters in this archetype. So, and the other thing too, with Terra Tiger and White Tiger Summoner, one, it only triggers on being normal summoned, and it's limited to level 4 or lower normal monsters. Like, this archetype could work at least a little bit better if it didn't have a limit based on level and normal summoning. Because what you could do is, between pendulum scales of 2 and 7, you could pendulum summon them out. They're, level 3 and level 4, and then have their effects trigger to just summon a normal monster from your hand, not in defense position, in any position you want. And that would be a good effect because you could play level 7 or level 8 normal monsters that would not fit the pendulum scale effect, and you could special summon them. But if this effect only triggers on normal summon, let's say that you have both of them in your hand, okay? And you have pendulum scales for 2 and 7 with Dragodes and Dragonox. you're not going to pendulum these guys out. You're not going to get their effect to trigger. But also, why wouldn't, like, if it's restricted to level 4 or lower, I mean, if it's level 2 or 1, yeah, you're not going to be able to pendulum summon it out, but why wouldn't you just pendulum these guys with the normal monster? Like, you would never trigger that effect. It's very stupid. It's very, very stupid. And useless, too. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't fit the pendulum summoning theme because it's restricted to normal summoning. And to be perfectly honest, White Tiger Summoner's 1700 defense. This effect is only going to trigger if he's face up on the field. Why would you normal summon this dude in attack position? You'd be way better off pendulum summoning him in defense. Not that you're much better off, but like at least his higher stat is on the field. Like at least that's what he's leading with. So there's a lot of things wrong with this deck. The other card that I guess I didn't get to that they have is Golden Dragon Summoner. Again, I feel like this is relative to the pendulum, theme of the deck. Tribute a monster, bounce a monster. So it's like a toned down effect of Aether the Empowering Dragon because Golden Dragon Summoner is the summoner card to Aether the Empowering Dragon. So it makes sense. And if you're penduluming out a bunch of monsters, it's fine to tribute a monster to give up that extra summon to bounce a monster. Even you could loop Aether and continue to pendulum him back every turn so that you can special summon him, banish a monster on the field, tribute it with Golden Dragon Summoner to bounce a monster. That's 2 removal for 1 card. So it's not bad. But it just, again, like White Tiger Summoner or Terra Tiger and White Tiger Summoner really, to me, just don't make a whole lot of sense to this deck. And even Blue Dragon Summoner and Ventra, like, I just don't get why they made it around normal monsters. So, in an attempt to accommodate this, we have Dragon Pit Magician and Dragon Pulse Magician, whose pendulum scales work for this deck. They're 1 and 8. Flash Knight, whose pendulum scale also works for this deck, to pendulum scale 7. And then just Luster Dragon and Skull Mariner, because for Ventra, it adds a normal monster from the graveyard to your hand. And, I mean, pendulum monsters don't often go to the graveyard, so... So I added some regular normal monsters to try and make that a little bit easier on us. So we'll see how it works out. Continuing on here, though, for spells and traps, this was really tough. They do have the field spell Empowerment. Gives everyone a 300 attack and defense boost. It's okay. You can discard a card to special summon an Empowered Warrior from your deck. So you can get not the summoners, but the Empowered Warriors. So I guess that could be kind of okay. But again, it feels like it defeats the pendulum sort of like theme a bit. Like, I think this would be better if it just searched an Empowered Warrior once per turn. And these guys aren't strong. Like, you could make the search for free. I don't think that would be broken. And then you can banish 4 Warrior and Spellcasters from your graveyard, which, Warrior, Spellcaster, blah, 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 to add a Aether monster from your deck to your hand. So you can search out Aether the Evil Empowering or Aether the Empowering Dragon. Other cards for this deck. Warrior Returning Alive and Dwimmered Path to get some of these guys back in the hand to try and pendulum them out again. Is it worth it? I have no idea. I don't think so, but we'll see. Reinforcements of the Army, just to act as another searcher and deck thinner. We have... Normally, I wouldn't splash in a meta card like Triple Tactics, but this deck needs it. For sure, this deck needs it. Like, there's no question that you might need that draw 2 or taking control of an opponent's monster, just thinning their resources. We have the A forces because these guys are small and weak. And the warriors will get a little bit of an extra boost off of the spellcasters. And we do, I think, have more warriors than spellcasters. So just, I mean, just a way where, like, if we find a way to pendulum out a bunch of dudes, they can get a little attack boost. I'm going to be real here. I did not have a whole lot of ideas for what to put into this deck. I was really struggling with, you know what, let's take this out. Let's take one out for a good old-fashioned monster. Actually, part of me wants to go for Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn is always good, but I feel like Monster Reincarnation would be better with Aether. Like, this should have been a Pendulum monster along with Evil Empowering Dragon. Like, this should have been a Pendulum Scale 8 or something. Because if it's not a Pendulum monster, it's going to go to the graveyard when it dies, which means you need to get it back into your hand to Pendulum summon it again. So that was just terrible. Like, this should have been a Pendulum monster. And it's too late to go back and change that now. I find it incredibly aggravating because I think this deck would have been a lot more fun if these were both pendulums and the whole thing was like, yeah, just like get your scales set up and just keep penduluming them back and bouncing cards or moving cards. Like, this might have been a somewhat functioning deck. I feel like Evil Empowering Dragon is going to be much easier to play with. So let's do Monster Reincarnation, as not great as this card is. Let's just play to Aether a little bit more with that and see how that goes. We also have Dark Doriado in here. Its scales don't help a whole lot because it's 5. So if we set up like 5 and 2, I guess we can bring out all the level 3 and 4 monsters. If we do 5 and 7, we're really kind of locked in on the Aether Dragons. But her pendulum effect is pretty solid because this is a 6 attributes deck. We've got water with the turtle, earth with the tiger, fire with the sparrow, wind with the, I guess Ventra is considered a dragon, even though it's not a dragon. Blue with the dragon. Wind with the dragon. So we have all 4 attributes in this deck. We do have a lot of dark and light, but there is a somewhat decent amount of searching too. So on the topic of Dark Doriado, I also went with Furin Kazan. Honestly, I think the main goal of this deck is just going to be to try and like get those 4 attributes on the field and do some field nuking to stop the opponent from just like completely bulldozing everything. I do have Expendable Die for that reason as well, just for some like easy removal, or just, trade 1 for 1. Keep cards in the hand for Pendulum summoning. I have Pendulum Back to get monsters back from the graveyard to rependulum them. And Pendulum Switch. I don't know if this is going to be helpful at all, but just like if I am in a position where I have to set a scale or normal summon a pendulum, or if I want to get a pendulum monster out of my pendulum zone to like set a new scale. And just because it's the empowered deck, I did do Powerful Rebirth. I guess that's technically kind of our Monster Reborn. We've got some Spell and Trap removal with Heavy Storm Duster, some Wabaku because these guys are just weak as hell. Yeah. I added a bunch of stuff to the extra deck because I did splash in a Pot of Extravagance too. I'm going to be honest, I was really tired towards the end of making this deck, and I kind of just hit the point of screw it. Like, I'm not going to put a bunch of like time and effort and thought and thinking into figuring out what other cards work. Because I was thinking too, like, maybe that, like, I thought maybe there were some good link monsters that I could add to this deck to make it a little bit better to like link off into. So I did add Appaloosa. I wanted to add, hold on, let me pull him up here. I wanted to hear, I think he's a secret rare. Okay, here we go. I wanted to add Darkness Metal, the Dragon of Dark Steel, because you can special summon a banished monster, a monster you may be banished with empowerment, to a zone that he points to, but his materials are 2 effect monsters with the same type and attribute, 2+. He's a Link 4. We don't have that. We don't have that in this deck. Light Warrior, Dark Warrior, Light Spellcaster, Water Warrior, Earth Spellcaster, Water Spellcaster, Fire Warrior, Fire Spellcaster. You see the problem we have here? So my next thought was like, well, but what if I add Link monsters who have the same type and attribute, and I could just like link a Link 2 with a Link 2 to make him... I got tired and lazy, and I was also trying to make the Link or Exceed monsters, because I feel like those would probably be the two that will work best with this deck. I was trying to make the Link and Exceed monsters I pick like warriors or spellcasters so that I could still get benefit off of like expendable die, the A forces, other cards like Warrior Returning Alive or Dwimmered Path, I guess, if I really needed to. Empowerment, obviously, you know, I could banish them for the last effect, but I got tired and I got lazy and I didn't want to do it because I just think this deck is really bad. The other problem I was having too, I did have to craft to get these secret rares, which hurt so bad. Like I'm looking and I'm like, okay, Aether is a rare, Aether, the Empowering Dragon is a rare. I was like, or a normal card. I was like, great, you know, this is gonna be the easiest deck to build. An archetype with no secret rares because it's so bad. And then I saw Dragodes and Dragonox and Empowerment were secret rares. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me with this. Like, there's no shot. Like, how are you going to make this archetype cards these bad? How are you going to make them secret rares? Like, okay, maybe the Pendulums I can understand because they're not exclusively restricted to the Summoner Empowered Warrior archetype. But the Field Spell, like... it felt bad. It felt bad. I did have a lot of extra cards that like I didn't need. And I thought this would be really funny to do this, to just see how bad is this deck really. So first thing we're going to do here, we're going to take it into solo mode because I've never played it before. And I want to get a feel for just how bad I'm about to get whooped. So let's do a little bit of testing here with our Empowered Warrior deck, and let's just see how things go. I don't have high hopes. I don't think it's going to go well. I fully expect that this is going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. All right, let's see. Okay. Wait. It's playing Vylon? Isn't it supposed to be? Well, whatever. Okay. So we can clear that with that. We don't have any pendulum scales. Let's start with Luster Dragon. And... okay. Vylon Prism. This might have been too easy of a deck to go up against, but we're gonna give it a shot. Let's do Heavy Storm Duster. I'm going to clear the 2 face downs, actually. Vylon Element can be solid in Vylon if you can get some traction going, but not too worried about it. Okay. Next up, I'm nervous to Pendulum Scale the Dark Doriado. Especially because like it's only going to be a 200 boost for monsters. So let's not do that. Let's just have Luster Dragon attack and end. Oh, was this the one? Yes, okay. Sorry, hold on. I'm pulling something up here. It's a starter deck. Sorry, bear with me. Card lists. Okay. Still don't really have anything going on here. We're just gonna attack again. Oh man, I think this is pretty much decided here. Maybe I need to go up against a different AI, but I just wanted to. Was this the one? Oh wow, this is the one. Okay. I found what I was looking for. I just wanted to give it a shot. I mean, yikes, like these draws are abysmal. We don't have any empowered warriors. We have one summoner that doesn't like... I mean, its effect would be good, I guess, if there was something that we could do with it, but they're... my opponent, like, I mean, the AI is just going to, I think, keep, like, setting monsters and praying, so... Let's get this over. Let's just get this show on the road here. Doriado, Pendulum Scale. Normal summon the Golden Dragon Summoner. Set. I mean, for two oh, really? For two cards, getting Luster Dragon up to 2,600, that's not bad. Why is he getting that high, though? Because all Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind. Oh, so Golden Dragon Summoner won't get the boost from, but because it's a different attribute, Luster Dragon's gaining 400 from, right? Yeah, 400 from Dark Doriado, 300 from Empowerment. Yep, that's 700. That puts him at 26. So that's kind of cool. But our boss monsters, the Aether Empowered Dragons, are light and dark, so they won't get that buff, which kind of sucks, but... Okay, there's a summoner who only searches off of being attacked, which opponent is definitely not gonna do. We're gonna, I think after this, I'm gonna take some cards out. We're gonna just remove a few because, honestly, I feel like the normal monsters, adding them to just for like the wind and the earth summoner and empowered warriors, it just feels like too much extra. Like, do I really need to add those just on the off chance that I can trigger their effects? No, probably not. All right, and that'll do it. We didn't... It's funny because, like, nothing happened in this duel that convinced me of that. It was literally just the draws where I was just like, yep. Kind of bricked there. Probably need to, like, thin this deck a little bit. Okay, all right. Let's try the big bad boy. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoops. We want to edit deck. Let's try the big bad for this one. So let's take out the Skull Mariner. I'm going to leave the Luster Dragon. We are going to keep the Dragon Pulse Magician and get rid of the Dragon Pit. We will never be able to use Dragon Pulse Magician's Pendulum effect. And I make peace with that. I don't... I mean, there's a lot of effects. We're not going to use White Tiger Summoner's effect. We're probably not going to use Terra Tiger's effect. Ventra at least can attack directly. That's the main effect we can use on him. But, well, I guess Blue Dragon Summoner, it'll search one of these three. So it's not the worst, but how many warriors do we have now at this point, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 warriors. Does that really justify 2 expendable die? Probably not. But, like, what am I going to add instead? Do we have any good, like, I guess I could do an imperm. Doesn't feel like it does a whole lot for the deck. I mean, imperm does something for every deck, okay? I'm not that naive, but it just doesn't feel like it does anything for the theme of the deck, you know? I mean, like, Metaverse? Let's just do Metaverse. I know imperm is good. I'm fully aware. I don't know. Let's see what this deck can do with what it has instead of cheapening it by trying to just splash in a bunch of, like, meta cards to make it good. Okay, and those are not the scales I need. All right, hey, it's good. It's good. We're going to get 2 more cards off of Pot of Extravagance. Okay, and that, I mean, we could do 1 to 5 scales. Banish 6. Draw 2. Okay, that'll give us the field spell. Yeah. Let's do it like this. It's the best move we got. Pendulum, summon them both out. Dark Doriato, shockingly, putting in some work here because, I mean, it's an extra 400 attack for everybody. Can't complain about that. No, we're not going to do that. And direct attack, and that will do it. Really? This is like the highest level difficulty deck for this for the Gem Knight deck. It's really bricking like this. 5 cards in hand, setting a monster and passing. If it does get to a point where it can do something, like, I'm probably cooked. But okay, I'm having another thought here that Luster Dragon probably needs to be a warrior monster. Because but are there any wind normal warrior monsters that, like, have decent stats like Luster Dragon? Methinks not. Which kind of sucks, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth it to leave Luster Dragon in. All right, just gonna normal summon White Tiger Summoner, and look at that, his 100 attack point boost. It's enough for Luster Dragon to finish the game. Nothing that has happened in these past 2 games gives me any more confidence about this deck. Because, like, even the Dwimmered Path, I mean, that was a straight up brick because if Dragon Pit got taken off the field, he's going to the extra deck. He's not going to the graveyard. So that doesn't really help much. But let's do a quick search here. Let's take a look. Normal spellcast. Well, okay, no. We want a normal warrior monster who is water, fire, earth, or wind. Doesn't have to exactly be level 4. Let's see what we get. Let's sort them by level. Okay. I guess that's why I had Skull Mariner in here. But I don't have a whole lot of wind monsters. That's why I wanted Luster Dragon. We've only got 2 because Blue Dragon Summoner and Ventra just aren't all that great. You know what? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's take out the Golden Dragon Summoner. Let's take out the Luster Dragon. let's, because we got Dragon Pulse, who's an Earth, because we're low on Earth monsters too, right? Because all we have is Terra Tiger and White Tiger Summoner. There he is. So we've got 3 water, 3 earth. We only have 2 wind right now, and we've got 3 fire. Let's do... I'm gonna add another copy of Ventra, because at least Ventra has 2,000 attack. The direct attack effect is not the bar's real low for this deck. So when I say it's not the worst, what I'm saying is it's better than White Tiger Summoner and Terra Tiger's effects. Okay, and hey, look, if we can get 2 Ventras on the field, and we can get their attack boosted with Dark Doriado and Empowerment and the A-Forces, those 2 direct attacks could be game-ending. So let's not knock it. Let's not knock it. I'm just trying to debate here if I should do Earth or Water. We do have some solid options for Earth Warriors. They're level 4. We could do an Axe Raider. We could do a Skull Mariner. Let's just do Skull Mariner. Whatever. We got 4 water monsters. And then let's delete our filters, and we want Ventra. Oh, we got to generate another copy. Okay, something else too about this deck. Normally when you generate a super rare of like an archetype, it will give you a free pack of whatever set that archetype comes from. That did not happen. Oh, because they don't have one. Because they're so bad they don't have their own pack, and you can only get them from Master Pack. Amazing. Amazing. All right, let's get whooped by Katakuri. This is gonna be so bad. I'm so ready for this to go so poorly. Because Katakuri is the kind of deck that can like synchro spam out the wazoo. Oh boy, and we drew our copy of Empowerment and Metaverse. Wow, really? Set 1 pass? Really? Is this really happening? Are we just gonna go on like a total win streak until we get to normal? Okay. Ooh, okay. You know what? I did not think of this combo earlier, but either the Evil Empowering Dragon with Pendulum Switch is some disruption on the opponent's turn. We're going to set the Metaverse too, just to like thin the deck and get the other copy of Empowerment out. And then let's battle. What was that? Graveyard. Oh, okay. All right. So next turn he's probably going to pop off. We're going to trigger the Pendulum Switch. I'm going to wait on the effect. I'll wait on the effect of Metaverse too. Okay, so he's got Karakuri Muso Model 818 Hypa. All right. Doesn't really have anything that would trigger from being switched to defense. Karakuri Gamma Oil. Equip monster would gain 500 attack and defense. Oh, it's a tuner though. So he's got level 5. Straight into battle. Okay. Let's just do Pendulum Switch. Bring out Aether. Trigger Aether. Banish the Muso Model Hypa. And honestly, let's just do Metaverse just to get this out of the way now. No, we don't need to activate it. And he has to attack with the Gamma Model 4624 Shirokunishi. Oh, it's a little bird. Love that. Okay. So I guess the cool thing about the Empowerment field spell is that you can grab Dragodes, and Dragonox. So that, but I mean, it takes 2 turns. So it's not that great, but... Oh, it special summons them. So it's not even... Okay, helpful for Furin Kazan, but if it's not adding them to the hand, then I can't use them for pendulum scales, so that kind of sucks. Okay, I mean, we win, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I'm glad that I'm learning this now. And for game. Boom. So Pendulum Switch actually does work well with the Evil Empowering Dragon because you can keep shifting him back and forth from the Pendulum Zone and triggering his Pendulum effect. I don't think there's really anything left to do here in terms of testing. So here we go. Let's just take this into normals. Oh, my rank dropped because it's a new season. Thank God. This was going to be so painful if I was back in platinum again. Okay. Let's roll. Let's roll with it. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what we can accomplish. My guess is a whole lot of nothing. Oh, they have a Moki Moki buddy. Love that. That should be the next deck I make is Moki Moki. Moki Moki is an incredibly silly deck. But I wonder, there's a lot of like fairy support or like modern fairy support that maybe it wouldn't be half bad. I don't know. Who knows? Worth looking into. You know what else I'm realizing though? You special summon the Empowered Warrior, you won't trigger White Tiger Summoner's effect or the other White Tiger. Oh, they're playing a self-destruct deck. Boo, boo! Stop making Empowered Warrior Summoner look good. All right, we're just gonna take this from them. Is the universe like having pity on me because this deck is so bad? Okay, all right, so we got to do 35k damage, or I'm sorry, 25k. That is going to be super easy. Discard the Empowered Warrior. We'll bring out Dragodes. We just need someone with 1500 attack. We'll do Golden Dragon Summoner and there we go. Totally useless. Okay, that is unfortunate because I did not want my rank to increase. I don't think... Okay, I still need to win another one. Before we start this next one, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Leave that in the chat. Okay. I am back. All right, let's queue up the next one. See what we're gonna run into. I'm hoping there's not gonna be another bot, because if this keeps happening, my rank is just gonna keep jumping up, and the level we're at right now is the only hope we have for having like a decent duel with Empowered Warrior. But I've got to say too, I feel like this deck, it just is, it's not even like as fun as, it's not fun like how Dynomist was, I feel, because at least with Dynomist, like, it had more cohesion. I have a little bit of a plan with this opening hand. I mean, we can pendulum switch whoever Red Sparrow Summoner pulls out into the pendulum zone, and then pray to God that we get the other pendulum monster we need off of that, and then pendulum summon these three guys. But that's not a very good plan. Okay, swap out the Terra Tiger and the pendulum switch for Dragotes and the other one, the Empowered Warriors, and just pendulum scale them and pendulum these three guys out. That's not the worst ever. It's still bad, but it's like, at least we can bounce a card then with Aether. Ventra can attack directly. I mean, no, like, there's just no cohesion. Like Dynomist was the kind of deck where it's like, once I found out how it worked and what it was supposed to do, I was like, man, this is cool, because it had such a good flow. You know, I like decks that have a good flow. This deck don't have shit. I mean, it just, like, if all of these guys were pendulum monsters, even then it'd be like, okay, cool. Like, maybe we scale Red Sparrow and Venture the Empowered Warrior and pendulum out these two. It would be something. We would be doing something. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything with this hand. He's gonna so he's gonna go in Sunlight Wolf, and he's probably gonna grab back Rage. Oh, all right. Okay, yeah, he's gonna link off into Sunlight Wolf again. And then he's gonna use Sunlight Wolf's effect to get Rage. And that's a pretty good card for him to, with how bad this deck is, that's a pretty good card for him to end on. You know, like, dude can just set that, and he had to special summon Jack Jaguar to, he's gonna grab Gazelle back? Oh boy. We are so out of our depth here. There's even just looking at my hand, I'm like, oh my God, I have no options. Oh, Jesus, this is so bad. This is painful. After this game, I'm going to show the deck list that these cards came from, the starter deck that these cards came from. Although the Evil Empowering Dragon and the two Pendulum Monsters aren't in it. Oh my God, this starter deck only had two Pendulum Monsters in it. Yikes. We just don't have enough Pendulum Monsters to pull off the effect of Aether. Destroyed by battle or card. You can add one Celebrate card from your deck to your hand. Fire monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard. Special summon this card can take you that monster's attack. Okay. We're cooked. We're like, there's nothing to be done here. The best. I mean, here's what we got. We're going to try and do the Golden Dragon Summoner on the Raging Phoenix. If he doesn't stop this. Come on, let me do it. Coward, you're going to win this anyways. Just let me do the Golden Dragon Summoner. Yeah. Bounce the Raging Phoenix. Why? What? Oh, unaffected by monster effects. All right. You win. Congratulations. Okay, so oops, sorry about that, guys. Let me. Okay, well, yeah, I am going to turn this on. Sorry about the loop. Let me just show you guys the deck list that these cards came from. Okay. Bunch of normals, dragons, warriors, and a spellcaster in Mystical Elf. I mean, what can you say? Watt-tailed dragon, maybe. I mean, I like Millennium Shield. I don't want to talk smack about Millennium Shield. That's why I'm like hesitant. But even still, not a whole lot going on here. They give you Stargazer Magician and Time Gazer Magician, who, yes, have a pendulum scale of 1 in 8, which lets you pendulum out all these guys and all the empowered warriors. But then, oh, the field spell wasn't even in this deck. So yeah, like I said, you didn't have evil empowered either or the other two pendulum monsters, but what a mess. I was like, maybe I could look at the structure deck and see some cards that will like give me an idea of cards I could play with. Oh, whoops, hold on a second. Hold on. It's still not showing. Why is that? Give me 1 second here. Here, you know what? Let's do a new display capture. Oh, window capture. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. All right, cool. Here, I'll disappear for a second. That's fine. Yeah, I really want you guys to see this. There's just nothing. Like, the normal monsters that they have in here. Watt-tailed dragon, luster dragon, hunter dragon. Okay. These guys are not worth penduluming. And you only have 2 pendulum monsters. And you've got no way to search them out from the deck. I mean, yeah, Supply Squad will give you some draws. But other than that, you've got no way to get them back. I mean, this is like the most basic pile deck. I feel like this is a deck I'd make when I was like 7. I feel like this is a deck that I would make back in like the DM era, like pre-GX. I mean, there's just no support for these guys. There's no like cohesion. And this is the start of Arc 5 because it has the 2 Stargazer, Time Gazer Magician cards in it. So it's not good. I don't know what else to say. It's just it's as bad as it could ever be. It sucks. It's painful. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show that to you guys because I find it to be kind of hilarious. You would think that at that stage in the development of the game that Konami would know better than to make a structure deck like that. I mean, I don't what else is there to say? Like bro, you've been making structure decks for a while. And there were some good structure decks that came out prior to that structure deck. So it's just like, I don't understand what are you doing? Like, what possessed you to make this? And the poor empowered warriors are forced to suffer as a result. Okay, so... Oh, you're making me go first, bro. The other thing about Red Sparrow Summoner is I think like the 2 pendulum monsters like Dragodes and the other one are the only ones that you can really special summon with it because, well, I guess I could get the green turtle empowered warrior, but he is better off flip summoned. So I wouldn't even really want to do that, but oh my god. Let's just do Red Sparrow Summoner. The problem that we are frequently running into is the inability to pendulum. Just plain and simple. Okay, what? You got a hand trap here, buddy? You want to waste your max C? We're not special summoning, bro. I don't know what to tell you, dog. Like, oh, it's so painful. I'm worried. I this is like the best thing we could have ended on here. I could have played Dragodes, and I could have gotten any of the empowered warriors from the deck to my hand, but tell me it's a bot. Oh, wait. Ooh, is he playing? Is he playing Sun Dragon Inti and Moon Dragon Quilla? I would actually find that to be very exciting. Man, Supei's artwork is creepy. I have doubts, though. It could just be like a generic 6 synchro. Come on, Moon Dragon Quilla. Moon Dragon Quilla. Ah, Red Rising Dragon. Boo. Come on, I wanted to see something interesting. Oh, I just had an idea for a really cool deck. All right, we're going to build something after this. We're going to build something after this for Redemption. But, okay, so he's just going to go into Red Daemons here. Come on. Come on. Well, honestly, with the two extra resonators, he could go into even more than that. I mean, he could go into Red Nova Dragon at this point. Jeez, just from the one Supei Dustwalker. Oh, that's a secret rare. Oh, man. Wait, what did he just do? Oh, Bone Archfiend. Come on, buddy. I'm playing Empowered Warrior. Do we really need to be doing all this? Would a Moondragon Quilla really not have satisfied you enough? Like, we gotta be going through all these extra steps. Please, my brother in Christ, please. I don't know what you think I'm doing here, but I can promise you whatever you think, it's not happening. Oh. Okay. All right. Come on. Either synchro or kill me. I honestly like. I just want to wait and see if I can get the other pendulum empowered warrior. This hurts though. Like, because honestly, every time I open a hand with this deck, I'm like, man, I'm like one or two cards shy of just. Oh my god. You really needed to go to Red Supernova Dragon. That was necessary against my empowered warrior deck. But yeah, every opening hand I'm like, honestly, I keep just thinking to myself, like, if I just had the other pendulum monster, I'd be good. And that's why I don't get why they didn't make more of these monsters pendulum monsters. I think if they had made more of these monsters pendulum monsters, this would have been an interesting archetype. But for whatever reason, they decided not to do that. So here we are, up against a red Supernova Dragon with nothing more than a red Sparrow Summoner. And he's still going. All right, come on, buddy. This is a little bit excessive here. Like, I get it. Sometimes you don't always get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the other person's setting up a bunch of negates and interruption and blah, blah, blah. But you already have the red Supernova Dragon. Do you really need to be doing all this extra? Like, you have game here. Just attack for game. Just end it. Just finish it. Oh my god, really? Really? Well, you know what, dude? I'm not going to give you the satisfaction if it's going to be like that. So, I mean, I don't even know. All right, I'm going to try one more. And if this doesn't work, we're going to do what anybody should do. If there's a deck you made that doesn't work, you should take it into normals or into solo mode, and you should go against either the low end computer or even just like Gem Knight or Megalith, or like, you know, those decks that like, or Herald, the solo mode decks that brick a lot. Oh, okay. We could do a Pendulum 6. And you should just go against those decks and be, oh man, Flowandries? Yeah, you should just go against those decks, and playing against those decks will make you feel better because you'll win and you'll be able to do all the stupid stuff you want because the AI is not very good. And yeah, normal summon One Winged Beast, normal summoned while this card is to your field, while this card is banished, add this card to your hand. And then Eaglin, which goes into M-Pen, which is going to give him a card. Okay, no effects of attack, position, spell, summon, so it's a Floodgate. Banish one card from your hand. Have attack and defense. What, into Swallow's Cowrie? Why? Is that? Oh, I missed who he added. Oh, because he's going to get Eaglin and Robina back. But he's out of normal summons now, right? Like, isn't the chain of normal summons dead? He got the field spell, though, so he can normal summon. But he can't use the effect anymore. Okay, he's going to do Token. He's got Eaglin. Okay, so now he's got Token. Who... I guess he didn't use the effect before. Okay, and then back into M-Pen. What is this accomplishing, though? Does a field spell have... Opponent normal summons a monster. Normal summon of Flowandries. Okay, so I guess that's why. Just looping to get the field spell. He's going to get Token and... Oh, M-Pen is not once per turn. Okay. So he's going to grab... No, oh. I don't remember what that card does. Flowandries in the Unexplored Winds. Tribute summon. Sending one monster you control, one card your opponent controls to the graveyard instead of tributing. I don't control any cards at the moment. Shuffling back 2 Winged Beasts. Drawing the same number of cards. 2 cards face down. 3 cards face down. 4 cards face down. Something tells me we're not going to be allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Let's start with this and see if he negates it. They might. Banishing 6. Yep, they got something. Oh, they're going to let us do it. Okay, let's... I'm going to attempt something. We are going to set the Green Turtle Summoner. And we are going to end on that. Oh, I don't think it's going to work out. I'm nervous. I'm real nervous because, I mean, look at what they accomplished in one turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 cards. I have doubts. We're going to go metaverse here. They might negate this. I'm assuming there's a negate face down over there. They're just like, I'm not going to let that. Oh, all right. We are going to activate the empowerment. Maybe they'll have mercy on us after seeing this. Okay, so triggering Rabina, Eaglin, and Tokan, it looks like. Yep, Eaglin, back to the hand. Token, back to the hand. Rabina is going to add a Strix, or Stree. Summon Eaglin. To add Apex Avian. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's a negation, so... Oh, and then I forgot he contribute my cards with that. Whoopsie. And then he gets Rabina back. This isn't lethal. It's getting close, but it's not lethal. We might be able to survive this. Oh, yikes. Okay, triggering Tokan. Another M-Pen. That is lethal. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 21. That's lethal. Okay, let's try... I don't know what I expected with this deck. I mean, genuinely not much, but I thought maybe like I would get at least a couple decent hands where I'd be able to pull off like either the Empowering Dragon or... Yeah, I don't know. All right, here's something I do want to do though, okay? We don't need 2 of this. Honestly, we don't need 2 of that either. I don't actually think we need 2 of any of the summoners or empowered warriors except Dragotes and Dragonox. I would like to do a third Dragotes and Dragonox, but we don't, I mean, I don't have the resources and I don't want to spend the resources on that. So let's do another copy of Aether. Let's do another copy of Evil Empowering Aether. Let's do 2. And then let's do another Flash Knight. And let's do another Dragon Pulse, because we are just not getting even remotely any opportunities to Pendulum Summon. And let's take out a Furin Kazan. There's no need for that. Wait, no, save and return. Save and return. Okay, and let's go into normal mode. And once I successfully Pendulum Summon the regular Aether the Empowering Dragon, I can be satiated, I can dismantle this deck, and I can build the deck that I want to show you guys next time. Let's go up against Herald. Of course, going second so that we can get those extra draws. Very important. Okay, still... Okay, but we have reinforcements of the army. So let's do empowerment. And let's do reinforcement. Let's grab... Let me see here. What do we have? Dark Doriato is 5. Let's grab the 7. I'm really not worried about penduluming. I'm not worried about penduluming any of the other monsters. So I do want the effect of Dark Doriato. Let's do Dragonox. Let's activate Empowerment. Discard the Terra Tiger because it's just bad. And let's grab the Arnis because we want a couple empowered warriors. Well, yeah, we just need them in the graveyard so we can banish them to get Aether. And then White Tiger Summoner will give us Dragon Pulse. You would think by looking at this that maybe my deck is good. But my opponent just isn't doing anything. That's the real thing that's happening here is just nothing is happening because they're not doing anything. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay. Set that. And dude, you gotta kill some of my guys so I can like do stuff here. Oh, come on. All right, do we just have to put everybody in defense? Okay, here's what I will do. Let's do Expendable Die. Destroy the Arnis because they're not doing anything. Kill the back row. Okay, there's the other empowerments. That doesn't help much. Let's trigger Empowerment. And we'll keep the Dragotes. Let's discard the other empowerment. We don't need it. And let's special summon Hydro Tortoise. You know, I never got to use the Ventra either because I just didn't get a chance to Pendulum Summon him. Kind of a small bummer. I wouldn't say it was like a big bummer, but... Oh, okay, Halki Fabrax. I was going to say no because that's going to... What? I thought he was going to go into the level 4 Herald of Arclight, which would have been bad because I think that card banishes cards. But this does not help because neither of these monsters can kill anything that I have on the field. Really? All right, you know what? I'm just going to let him do his thing. We are going to let him do his thing. He needs to kill some of my monsters. We need 2 more monsters in the graveyard here. Please. Okay, terraforming into Sanctuary in the Sky. It wasn't normal summoned, though. I don't know why he would have brought this out with Halki Fabrax. What is this, an overlay? Yeah, overlaying into Herald of Pure Light. Which does very little. Okay. I'm seeing it now. Grab the Master Hyperion. Special summon the Master Hyperion. Blow some stuff up with the Master Hyperion. Oh, he's going to use it twice. Okay, and it's not lethal, so... No, we basically can't use the Dragonox because then we won't have the right pendulum scale. So let's just let that happen. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have exactly 4 in the graveyard. Ooh, okay, all right. Okay, this will be a fun way to end things. Let's do Empowerment. Discard the Dragotes. Grab the Ventra. We're going to get all the boss monsters from this deck on the field. Oh, hi, Rhino Bowler. I just saw your message. I'm doing good. Thank you for tuning in. Um, the deck that I'm using is pretty bad. Maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not. It's Summoner slash Empowered Warrior. It's horrible. Like, you can go back and watch the stream after I'm done. It's been painful, so that's why I took it back into solo mode. But I just wanted to see, like, I mean, sometimes it's fun playing bad decks, but this has not been fun. This has been painful. So thank you for tuning in and watching. I appreciate it. Yes, I am a nice guy. This is a friendly place where you can come and enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! And see some interesting, different Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff compared to, like, the normal meta game, which we're about to do right now. So we have the two big bosses. Let's pendulum summon here. We're going to bring out Aether and Aether the Empowering Dragon and Aether the Evil Empowering Dragon. Here we go. This one's for you, Rhino Bueller. Bringing out the Aether the Evil Empowering Dragon and Aether the Empowering Dragon. Evil Empowering Dragon is going to trigger. We are going to banish the Master Hyperion. And Aether the Empowering Dragon is going to trigger. And we're going to bounce the Sanctuary in the Sky. Boom, back to the hand. All right. And then, oh, what's he doing now? Okay. That's fine. No. And then Ventra is going to attack directly for gain. No other profiles. I'm streaming on Twitch right now as well. And I used to stream on, well, I shouldn't say I used to stream on Twitch. I did a couple streams on Twitch years ago. And I got really busy with, like, you know, stuff going on in my personal life. And I wasn't able to continue streaming. I do appreciate you saying that, though, because I am trying to grow my channel. I don't know if you watch any other Yu-Gi tubers like Team APS or MBT. A lot of people have been talking recently because Team APS, Paul on Team APS, he made a video talking about, like, the loss of the mid-core Yu-Gi-Oh player, like basically talking about decks in Yu-Gi-Oh that don't have a home because you can't play them in meta, but you can't take them to Time Wizard or Edison format. So there's basically nowhere to go with them. And I felt really strongly about that because I like playing mid-core Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, I don't like playing super competitively. I like playing more casual Yu-Gi-Oh! And it really bummed me out that, like, yeah, there's nowhere for people like me to play this game. So I wanted to get my channel up and running again. I wanted to try and engage more with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community and just see if I can find more people who have an interest in, yeah, I'm also live on Twitch right now. But yeah, I also just wanted to see if I could, like, get more people engaged with Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially beginners, especially more casual players, and just show people, like, there's a way to play this game other than competitive, you know? So a lot of the videos that I've uploaded to my YouTube, and, you know, eventually I'll get around to figure out editing on Twitch, so maybe I can get them on there too. But a lot of the videos I've uploaded have been replays of duels that I had where me and my opponent are not really playing a whole lot of competitive cards, but there's still really good back and forth. There's interesting interactions. There's interesting game states. There's interesting gameplay as opposed to, like, what the current meta looks like. So I'm really hoping that I can, like, build a community and attract more people who look at those kinds of duels and are like, hey, this is cool. This is fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to, here. For right now, let me just paste it in the chat. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Twitch, I'm still kind of learning. You know, I'm still kind of having a tough time figuring out the controls for it. How do I... Give me 1 second here. Yeah, Twitch is a little bit trickier for me. YouTube has been a little bit easier, but Twitch has been one that I am having a hard time with. Here, maybe quick actions? No. Okay. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to get my Twitch link, or the link to my Twitch, which is, I appreciate you asking, because that is probably something that I should like have at the ready for people. But if you go on Twitch, it's the same username. It's just Eternal Duelist Soul with the S, Eternal Duelist Soul. Here, you know what? I think I can actually do it this way. Paste. And I think if I take out the dashboard part and the stream manager part, I don't know. See if that works. That might not work. I will figure that out for sure for next time. I've only got a few minutes left, so I want to do one thing real quick, because if I don't do this now, I am going to forget to do it later. Someone earlier that I played against, I don't know if you were in the chat when I had that duel, but they played, I forgot that they released new support for Sundragon Inti and Moondragon Quilla. Oh, and I don't have Moondragon Quilla. And I want to build a new deck for these guys, because I think it's a really interesting concept, like for a deck. Yeah, see, so they got Azkator Dawnwalker. Here, we're going to do some Call the Reaper. Right now, I'm just going to kind of splash like 3 of everything in until I kind of assess, like, you know, how many copies I want to play of everything. And then for Quilla, we want Supe. But yeah, this is the deck that I think I want to play with on my next stream. So I just want to make sure that I don't forget to do this, and that I at least put some semblance of it together, so that way next time I'm ready to go. Okay, and then I think... Oh, okay, so cool. So Inti triggers off of Battle Destruction, but it's not, whatchamacallit. Oh, there we go. I think I see that you switched over. Thank you. I'm glad you're able to find the Twitch stream there. But yeah, I'm just double checking if neither of them has anything related to Earthbound Gods. But let's just take a look at related cards here. Yep. Okay. It doesn't go into too much detail. One thing I do want to try here. Hold on. Just keep it nice and simple. Sun and Moon. Sun and Soon. Sun and Moon. I want to try the Auto Builder. See what it comes up with for other monsters to add. Okay. Earthbound Greater Line Walker. I can see that because it's basically Godwyn as an Earthbound Immortal. So that makes sense to me as an addition. All of the Earthbounds, though, that seems a little bit excessive. Let's take them all out. Okay, let's read Azkator Dawnwalker. Discard 1 card, special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Then you can special summon 1 Fire Ant Azkator from your hand or deck, locked into Synchro monsters. Okay, so basically, Supe Duskwalker and Azkator Dawnwalker are just like speed synchroing into Quilla and Inti. Earthbound Greater Line Walker was added. Or I'm sorry, Earthbound Line Walker was added. Let's do here. I guess you can't really do Quilla and Inti without Earthbound Immortals, but let's not do all the extra deck Earthbounds. Wait a minute. Here's Wiracocha. Okay. Wiracocha was Godwin's Earthbound Immortal, so we'll put Wiracocha in. Should I do 2 copies? It would finish the deck out. Earthbound Geoglyph. He's level 8. Yeah, I don't have the material to be crafting that big of a or that high of a rarity, especially because we're gonna have to spend a bit to get the Dawnwalker and the Duskwalker. So let's do 2 copies of Wiracocha. It's basically a Godwin deck. Let's generate all the stuff we can generate at the moment. Generate 3 copies of Supe. Oops. Okay. 3 copies of Ascator. And let's do 2 copies of Oracle of the Sun. And we'll get to those guys. Let's do 2 more copies of Call of the Reaper, though. And let's get that Call of the Reaper in here. The old support here might make this deck difficult to play. I mean, Call of the Reaper is not a great card. Supe and Ascator's effects are not... Oh, you know what? Hold on. We're missing somebody here. This was meant to be support for this deck. Apaka Tequil. Let's add... Yeah, because he turns into a level 5 if you control a tuner, and you need a level 5 for Ascator or Supe. And he relates to Oracle of the Sun from the graveyard. I don't know that this is the best way to do it. But honestly, like, I kind of need to save some resources here. Let's go down to 2 Duskwalker and Dawnwalker. Let's go down to 1 Wiracocha. Greater Linewalker, I think, is fine at 2 because he can special summon himself as long as we've synchroed into Inti or Quilla. Oh, not nice. Solid effect. Okay, and then we want 3 Quilla. Let's generate 2 more Inti. And just to be certain that we're covering all of our bases here, Oracle of the Sun. Let's make sure we didn't miss any cards related to him. Nope, that should do it. Okay, cool. So here. There's a card that I want to play in this deck that, here we go. Ebon Sun. If a face-up monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, gain life points equal to their combined attack. Quilla gives a nice life point boost too. But the main reason I like this card is because if a monster is special summoned from the graveyard, which Quilla and Inti will do, they gain 1,000 attack. This last one. If Spell Trap is discarded from your hand to your graveyard, you can target one of them, add it to your hand. Interesting. I don't know if we're going to have anything related to that, but we will see. So we're going to do 3 Ebon Sun. Now there is Temple of the Sun too. Gives a 300 point boost. I mean, it's not great, but it goes with the archetype. So you know what? We're playing 2 of it. And then I'm trying to think. See, part of me feels like I am missing other cards related to this archetype, but for now, this is what we're going to go with. And let's just see. No, that's not going to be useful for this deck. Let's try and keep the theme going here. If there's any sun cards we can add or sun related. Sunset Beat is not going to help. That's not going to be useful. Let's try some moon cards, and then we'll move on to some synchro cards and see what we can do with that. Book of Moon, okay. Moon Mirror Shield, okay. We'll do a Book of Moon. That's Wind Exceeds. That's not going to help. Okay. So we've got most of this deck assembled here. Let's do some synchro support here. We do have, I think, some here. And you know what? We're going to limit this to spells and traps. Monsters we're set on. We're just trying to speed synchro into Inti and Quilla here. As far as support goes, there are a few things that I think would be helpful for this deck. And one of them is a trap card called... Well, here, hold on. Same type and level. Oh, level and type. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I don't know why I thought Shadow Impulse summoned one level higher. I guess that wouldn't really work either because Quilla's a level 6. So that's not going to work. Inti is a... Oh, but Quilla's a Dark Dragon, so... Synchro Call, but it's a secret rare. Synchro Forceback would be a really good one, too, for some disruption. I'm trying not to generate too many secret rares or ultra rares either because, I mean, I actually have decent ultra rare gems, but I don't really have a whole lot of secret rare gems. Oh, my name is Ben. Nice to meet you, Sebastian. Let's see here. I don't think Synchro Transmission would be too useful either. Reject Reborn, probably not either. And then here's the tricky thing, is that they need to be destroyed for their effects to trigger. So that's actually probably what I'm going to look into next, is cards that destroy your own monsters. If they destroy your own monsters for cost, that's a big win. Let me just double check here to make sure. Honestly, Descending Lost Star, not a bad choice, because we just need to get him on the field. Like, yeah, their effect won't trigger. Well, Inti's effect would trigger because it's in the graveyard. Quilla activates when it's targeted for attack, but it would just get the cycle going again. So 2 Descending Lost Star might be worth it. Let me see here. Gravity Collapse is a tough one because it sends the synchro monster. It doesn't destroy it. So, well, right, but there are some cards that might say like destroy a monster on your side of the field to do X or Y or Z. I guess that is kind of a cost. I guess what I mean is like cards that, or like Needle Sealing. Right? Needle Sealing would blow up all face-up monsters on the field if there's 4 or more. And who cares if Inti and Quilla get destroyed? They're going to bring back the next one next turn. Here, Earthbound Resonance. This has Inti in the artwork. Dark Synchro Monster. Special summon from the X-Dex. Target for an attack. Target 1 card in the field. Destroy it. Yeah, I mean, that kind of works. Torrential Tribute, another good one. Okay, we're going to do Earthbound Resonance. Torrential Tribute. Let's do Needle Sealing. And let's just try. I just want to see Destroy Monster you control. Let's just see what comes up for this. Yeah, Torrential Tribute's a really good one. That is, you know, a good way to put the hurt on someone. You trigger it on their last summon, you're getting your Quilla or Inti back next turn, and it doesn't really hurt you too much. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm trying to more things like Torrential Tribute, where it just blows up all the monsters on the field. I guess you know what's a good one? Dark Hole. Dark Hole's a good one. Maybe I'm trying to think. What is it called? Ooh, I think it's called like Oops. Yeah, that destroys a card you control. So let me try this. A lot of times what you can do, if you know a card that has an effect that you're looking for your deck, you can look up that card on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, and it says card search categories. If I look up Oops, there's destroys your monster cards. Oh, duh, there's one that Godwin played himself. Oh, they changed Ring of Destruction, so now it's only monsters your opponent controls, unfortunately. But, here, Destruct Potion. That's a good one. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, select one monster you control, destroy it, and gain life points equal to its attack. That's the kind of stuff that that I'm looking for here. So let's do, okay, these are all the monsters. Here we go, spells and traps. We've got, no, not Birthright, Blasting Fuse, Bone Temple Block, Brain Hazard, and not Brilliant Fusion. Well, here, you know what? Good card to have in this deck is going to be, Monster Reborn. Just in case they find a way to send or out like the Inti Quilla loop, I think that's a good card to have. All right, we need two more here. One thing this deck doesn't have is a field spell, which is a problem. Here, and let's generate this. Generate this. 3 Ebon Sun might be a little overzealous too. Oops. I'm going to take one out and honestly 3 Call of the Reaper I think is a bit overzealous too. So let's do Let me see here. Gravity Balance, what's that? Oh, all right, here's a good one. Yep, destroy 2 or more monsters you control. Draw 1 card for every 2 monsters destroyed. Can destroy a monster you control during your opponent's main phase. Set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. I wonder if I could chain that to my opponent's card effects, so that way I can like dodge card effects with it. That would be really cool. Okay, and then we need field spell here, or some kind of field spell for Wiracocha Raska. I think it's probably gonna at least 1 copy. I think of the of Earthbound Geoglyph would be good. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Okay. I'm just going to have to come up with the gems to generate it. And then, yeah, you know what? Earthbound. Earthbound Linewalker, Earthbound Greater Linewalker. Oh, here, let's clear those filters. Earthbound. Let's take a look at some Earthbound spells and traps. Obviously, this is focused mainly around Inti and Quilla, but Oh, this is another field spell. Oh, it's another secret rare, though. Target one effect monster your opponent controls. This card gains this effect. Wow. That's spicy. That is a very spicy card effect. I like that. That's pretty cool. What else does it do? Negate the effects of that face-up effect monster. Oh, wow. Have your opponent's life points. Negate the effects of... Oh, my God. Okay. We will craft that. That is so worth it. That is a nasty card. That's sick. That's very original. Okay. Let's see here. We got room for one more. Okay, this I feel like could be good because we do have Ebon Sun where if we discard a spell or trap and we can get it back to the hand. Yeah, Synchro Zone was one that I was looking at earlier too that I thought might be decent. But the thing about Synchro Zone is that I don't really need that effect to revive into your Quilla as a tuner because they're going to be revived anyways through their own effects. You know what I mean? So I feel like Synchro Zone might be a good card to try if I find that I am like struggling with, like maybe I need that revival immediately from Into Your Quilla. And honestly, Synchro Zone wouldn't be bad either because of the effects that Quilla and Inti have that trigger. Yeah, exactly. So that might be a good reason to have it because it can put them in a situation where they're forced to battle with Inti and Quilla, and that's not a good place to be because Inti will blow up the monster and deal damage. Quilla will boost my life points. So Synchro Zone's not a bad choice. I think for right now, I think what I'm going to do, I am going to do an Earthbound. Well, you know what? Hold on a second here. I don't need 2 Descending Lost Stars. I think that's a bit excessive based on the other revival I have. Let's do Synchro Zone. I'm sold on it. You sold me on it, Sebastian. That was a good argument. Yeah. Can help stall out the opponent, help give me time for my Synchro Summoning, and it can revive back an Into Your Quilla that was destroyed by a card effect to force my opponent to battle them. So I like that. And then let's make... Yeah, sure. Yes, compulsory is good, but I'm going to try and stick with the theme here. So I'm going to do, for my last card, let me see here. Ooh, Earthbound Wave would be nice. But it has to be an Earthbound Immortal. So it can't just be a straight up Earthbound monster. That's the tricky part. But, I mean, there's a lot of ways to easily search out Wiracocha Raska in this deck. So let's try Earthbound Wave. Spell and Trap Negation, that's pretty good. Yamada Dragon. Yamada Dragon. What's Yamada Dragon? Let me see here. Oops, hold on. It's only spells and traps right now. Yamada Dragon. I do like Yamada Dragon, but I don't think spirit monsters are going to fit well into this deck. The main goal is always just going to be to get Inti and Quilla out as fast as possible. So I'm going to give this a shot. Hold on. I got to dismantle some cards to build those secret rares. Let's get rid of... Gonna have to make some tough choices here on stuff to get rid of. Let's get rid of... I like Blizzard Princess, but I haven't played her at all. I do like Yamada Dragon. Yamada Dragon is a really cool card. I think the spirit monsters in general are pretty neat. It's fun too to like trick people, like you tribute set Yamada Dragon and they attack into it. And yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of playing Gravekeepers in the future, so I'm going to keep Gravekeepers Visionary. I'm going to keep the Cosmo cards. I haven't been able to play Time Reloader. I'm going to get rid of that. Here, and you know what? We're scrapping the Empowered Warrior stuff. I tried it. I hated it. I'm not doing it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 2. 7, 8. Oof, we got a little bit of a ways to go here. Here, I promise I'm going to start making tougher calls starting now. Let's see. I haven't been able to play Phantasme. I know he used to be a really good card in the Link era, but I don't think that I'm going to be playing him anytime in the near future. Nothing happened to it. It was basically just my Twitch. I renamed my Twitch to be Eternal Duelist Soul, and I wasn't doing anything on YouTube. Like, I wasn't uploading videos. I wasn't streaming on YouTube. And looking back, like, I wish I had, because I recently started doing video uploads to YouTube, and it's been a lot of fun. Like, I really like editing videos. I really like just creating content for YouTube, I think, is a lot of fun. I definitely have a ways to go. I have a lot to learn. You can tell in some of my early videos that, like, the effects editing was not very good, but with every new video I make, I feel like I'm learning more stuff. I'm getting better at this stuff, and you know, I'm just having a good time with it. I'm having fun with it. So it will get better. It's gotten better. It'll continue to get better. Yes, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun. You know, that's honestly, that's my bottom line at the end of the day, is just to have fun, have a good time doing this. And I want other people to just, you know, be able to pop in and have fun on my channel too, because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And I mean, there's other stuff on my channel too. I have Lethal Company. I'm thinking of doing some Final Fantasy streaming, some Pokemon related stuff, but you know, I just want people to be able to come to my channel and relax, you know, and enjoy the content that I'm making, and just have fun watching my videos. You know, life's too short. Life is about having fun and having a good time. So that is my ultimate goal at the end of the day, is just for people to enjoy. Okay, let's dismantle these. Thank you for talking with me, Sebastian, while I did that. That helped me with just, like, not thinking too hard about whether or not I wanted to dismantle these cards. I think I'm going to end up being one short of... Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second, though. But yeah, I needed to just get it over with and get it done, and just not think too hard about what I was going to dismantle, because I haven't used those cards, you know. And it's like you hold on to them, telling yourself, like, ooh, but one day I might make that deck. And yep. Oh yeah, free pack pull here. Let's see if we can maybe grab something that we're missing, or even just another secret rare that I don't want that I could dismantle. No, not happening. Let's see here. Okay, we got an Earthbound Whirlwind. No super rares, though. All right, here, hold on. Real quick, let me just... I got to get rid of 3 more super rares to finish building this deck. But yeah, you know, it's like sometimes you really think, like, oh, I am going to make that deck one day. I am going to make that deck one day. And then months have gone by and you haven't made squat. So... I'm sure I have some extra deck monsters here. You know what? I'm not playing Gate Guardian anymore. I haven't. And honestly, I didn't really like the deck I made for it in the first place. So we're going to ditch that. We're going to ditch... One more. Hold on. It's gonna stick out to me. It's going to come to me. It's going to be an Xseed monster. Let's get rid of Levier, the Sea Dragon. I do like that, like, banish aqua fish monster deal, but I haven't played it in a long time. I'm not going to play it for a while. So here we go. Final generated card, Earthbound Prison. There we go. Save the deck. It's finished. I will be playing that next stream. And here, let's see. Well, real quick here before I get going, we'll show off a couple of the shinies that I have, the big shinies. Okay. Only cards that I own. So we've got the like super mega rare obelisk. We've got, I think they gave away the Magicians of Bonds and Unity and Dragon of Pride and Soul to everybody. So that one's not like too crazy. Some just upgraded rarities I have are the Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin, the Red Eye Soul, the Harpy Channeler. I know, not too much in the ultra rares category. I do have, this one's pretty cool, the super shiny Gem Knight Master Diamond. I feel like that's a cool card to get in that kind of rarity. Let's see, my Mutant Synthesis. That one's got a little shine to it. I don't know what level rarity that is, but it's got a little sparkle to it. Synchros, we got Mist Valley Thunderlord and Virtual Word Kyubi Shenshen that have a little bit of a sparkle to them. I do have this super shiny number Chaos 62 Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. That's kind of a cool one to have in that rarity. Although I'm not a big fan of Photon Dragon or Galaxy Dragon. A little bit of shine on Prime Mathmech Alan Bershin. A little shine on the Infernal Flame Banshee. Big shine on the Arrival Cybers at Ignister. Another cool card to have in that level of rarity. A little sparkle on the Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Dragon. Or the Heavenly Spheres. Oh, you do too. I think I got this one from like the Christmas event they did or the New Year's event or something last year. But yeah, I do like the Ignister monster, so I thought was cool. That was cool. I have the alternate art for the Evil Twins, for Evil Twin Kiskill and Evil Twin Lila. The Lila's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. And then for Ultra Spells and Traps, I think the Bingo Machine Go was from that same event. So I got that sparkly Bingo Machine Go. I think probably the Soul Servant was the same. I got the sparkly Soul Servant. A little bit of a sparkle on the Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Got more secret rare, or more secret rares with the extra sparkle. We've got the Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. Definitely won't be getting rid of that one. Another fire. I got the True King Agni Mazud, the Vanisher. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. It's fun when you get them from the packs, you know, like when they just give them to you, it's like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, when you pull like a sparkly from the pack itself, that's when it's like, wow, that's a good feeling. I don't think I have any more of like that sparkling rarity. I mean, you know, you can see that I've got some cards in here with like the sheen going across it. But let me see. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, you know what? I lied. I have the Ruined Queen of Oblivion, that extra sparkle. Love this card. I love Ruin and Demise. I think they're super cool. So that's a fun one to have. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Okay. How long have you been playing Master Duel for? Yeah, right. Like, and it would be a bad duel too because like none of these cards really build off each other. Oh, I gotcha. It's, you know, I gotta be honest. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, but I still do have like my ups and downs with Master Duel. Sometimes they announce an event for Master Duel, and I'm so excited to play it. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And then it's just like the same decks over and over again, or it's the same busted cards over and over again. It's just people playing the same strategies, and I'm like, whoop, okay, this wasn't the fun that I thought it was going to be. So I totally feel you. Sometimes you got to take a break. Oh, I have this super mega rare soul absorption. And I will say, Sebastian, if you ever yeah, that one was stupid, the 2025 life point event. If you ever want to duel on Master Duel with me on stream, feel free to shoot me a message on YouTube or shoot me a message on Twitch, and we can see if we can like set up a time for that, because I'm always down to duel people too. That's definitely a part of this channel. I don't know that I have any. Yep, that's basically the end of it, because I know rares and commons don't have that rarity sheen to it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, Sebastian. If you like the content, please give me a follow, give me a subscribe. I'm going to try and stream every Saturday, and then I will be streaming Mondays starting at 8 p.m. I wish I could hang out for longer today, but I signed up to work a little bit extra today, so I got to go help out at a basketball game. Yes. If you ever feel like you're ready for a duel and you want to hop on and play, you feel like the time is right, you hit me up, man. We'll make it happen. But yeah, thank you so much for checking out my stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who gave it a watch today. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see, and I will do my best to make that happen. So thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Oh no, I'll be back on Monday at 8 p.m. I'll see you then. Bye.